Good afternoon. You know, throughout this crisis, it's been so difficult. I know it's been frightening. It's been frightening and difficult for all of us. You know, and in one way, for the priest, a little bit of a different difficulty is that we want to be with you. We want to be there. It's painful not that I can't do my job. This isn't about my job. It's about who we are. Priests are who they are in order to be given sacraments. At these moments, if anybody is admitted to the hospital, I am not allowed to go in. But the church never forgets its own. We are blessed in this parish to have in residence one of the priests who's there in the hospitals, so that you can still feel, St. Raphael's parishioners can feel like you have one of our parish priests in there, because we have Father Patrick, who's living with us, who you've seen at Mass, who's in there. The sacraments are still being delivered to those who need them most. They are still being delivered, and they will always be delivered. We will always find somehow to get it to you. At this particular moment in time, in the hospitals, it's the chaplains taking all of that work, so as hopefully to expose as few of us as necessary to this, as well as to expose as few of you to anything I may have picked up at the house prior to yours. So know this, that even if you can't get me or Father Anthony or Father Ben to come into the hospital, you have Father Patrick. We have Father Patrick. So he's going to say a couple of words to us right now about what we need to be doing and how we need to be viewing this. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. As you know me very well, I'm Father Patrick, and living with you here in the parish with my good pastor, Father Robert, with Father Anthony, and with Father Ben. So I just want us to talk on the situation that is bothering us today, which all of us know, and that is coronavirus, which is the deadly pandemic disease that is threatening the whole world. So I just want us to reflect on what we need to do. And I have my theme, a little topic I want us to reflect on or to talk on, as a war against coronavirus disease. This war should be fought together as a formidable team by all of us. War against coronavirus disease should be fought together as a formidable team. And how can we do that? My dear people, it is a problem that is everywhere. Everybody is involved. It reminds me when I was in high school, when we are talking or studying ecosystem. When one part of ecosystem is affected, others are affected. So when I'm affected, you are affected. And when you are affected, I'm also affected. And that's why we need to do something about it. How can we do it together as a team? As a team, one is by placing our hope in God. What it means is that we should not be despondent. We should hope in God, we should trust in God, who is our Creator, who preserves us, who takes care of us. We need to always pray to Him, having faith in Him, because He is the only one to rescue us from this coronavirus pandemic epidemic through His grace and our human efforts. He has to rescue us, we know that. But our effort is also needed to complement with His grace. And so, what are we to do? We need to do works of love, works of charity, works of mercy, offering them to win God's mercy, God's care, God's compassion, God's forgiveness for all of us. In one way or the other, of course, we are shortcoming people. We have sinned. none of us can say he or she is completely right. Okay, this is part of why we should humble ourselves before him and pray him to help us. Again, by seeing coronavirus not as a death sentence, but as an epidemic that should be fought by all, by always performing positive actions, which include not stigmatizing anybody. It is important. No stigma. We need to relate. We need to be careful. We need to attend to the people, respond to them, especially those who are positive, as much as we can. Okay? So, by giving positive support to positive patients through prayers, good wishes, phone calls, good thoughts, good positive actions. My dear people, giving support to the goodwill of the government and those in authority through prayers, good wishes, and also being law-abiding. We know what it means. Giving support to those in the front line, the health workers, paramedicals, the chaplains, the military, the paramilitary personnel, the volunteers, the security personnel, those carrying out essential services and duties. We need to do this, give this support through prayers, through good wishes, positive actions, by also being law-abiding. We need to give positive support to the family members of the positive patients. Also, this is needed because if we don't do that, what it means is that we have forgotten that the ecosystem is involved. So as we give support to them through prayer, through good wishes, because now no visit is allowed, but we can do that through phone calls, through sending of text messages. This is important to help them, keep them also living, and keep them also healthy. Then offering masses and prayers is also needed for people, for all, and especially for those who have died, or the other ones who have died as a result of this problem. Praying for God to grant them rest, peace, and also to console, grant consolation of mind and body to their family members. Together also, we should always give positive support to those of us who are homeless, homebound, jobless, penniless as a result of this disease. Because we know some people are already affected, because our economy is one way or the other affected. So we need to also help them, to support them as much as we can through prayers, positive actions, and works of charity. And I know we do that in this parish. Our parishioners are good. Our pastor is also good. I see people helping us, bringing things, and as I see them also encouraging people to do that. I also see that down in the diocese, people bringing things, storing things to help people who are in need. That's good commendation, and we pray God to continue to bless us for that. Okay? Again, we need also to be conscious of the fact that we need to do our job that is necessary, preventing the spread of COVID-19 by staying home as much as we can, by keeping a safe distance as needed, by staying home when feel unwell, cleaning our hands often with soap and water, on alcohol, of course, the one that is best with the normal alcohol content, we know, the hand rub or sanitizer, maintaining a safe distance from anyone coughing or sneezing, or touching our eyes, nose, or mouth, covering our nose and mouth with our bent elbow or tissue when we cough or sneeze. Staying home if we are unwell, or if you feel unwell, then seeking medical attention by calling 911 or the necessary officers if we have a fever, a cough, or difficulty breathing. This is important also. Then avoiding unneeded visiting to medical facilities to allow healthcare systems to operate more effectively, protecting us and others. Remember, as we stay safe, as we wash our hands, we also keep others safe. This is important. So when we carry out these instructions and keep them being law-abiding, we also help other people to be safe. That notwithstanding, despite the crisis we are having, we need to be thanking God for our lives and the lives of those who have respectively survived, recovered from this pandemic. Because in the hospital, we tell success stories every now and then, celebrating people who have survived. We thank God for the nurses and health workers who are heroes of the time because of their efforts and what they're doing in the society to keep people better. I want to tell you that some of the health workers are also positive because of this. Some of our workers also are positive. We're also praying for them, keeping them in the hands of the Lord. So I pray and thank all of you for listening, and we pray to pay attention to these and keep them better for us to be cured. May God give us the strength. Remember, as we pray to God, we commit the positive actions and put them into practice for us to be safe. Thank you, and God bless all of you, Father Patrick. I thank Father Horace Robert, my pastor, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.